What's good, everybody? It is Friday, March 4th, 2022. This is your daily sports betting brand of record. We call it the Early Edge. We are powered, as always, by the almighty SportsLine, the best value in all sports betting, and it's not even close. A really fun day at the brand. A lot of great education and entertainment. Yesterday, the morning show, we had some winners, we had some losers, and we had some pushes. How about that? But again, your boy's in charge of the double dog of the day. No, actually, that was Jay Smooth. Let's give him credit where credit is due. Couple of pushes. Alabama sitting on 6. That's why she told you, play it at your own risk at 6.5 because you take away the push element. And unfortunately, our streak of 6 straight days hitting our parlay of the day, the AB3, the gem, the two-piece. Well, sadly, that came to an end on Thursday. Our NBA stream last night, so much great information. And you know that if your boy pulls out a pick, it's got to be pocket aces. And I won that Clippers money line easy last night. No problem. M Squared and Prop Stars, though, you got to watch that show live. They are next level with their information. But that was yesterday. And now it's time to move forward to today. And let's bring in the star. Are you serious right now? Are you serious right now? Now, we go 5 wide sometimes, but we don't go 5 wide like this very often. So where do I start? My heart's overflowing. Well, we got to be very, very considerate to our neighbors from the east, live from just south of London, England. Ladies and gentlemen, the guru, Martin W. Green. Martin, good afternoon, sir.
Good morning, Coach. Yeah, fortunately, I'm not too far east. I'm safely ensconced in Western Europe right now. But yeah, delighted to be on the show with you fine gentlemen again.
Well, we are delighted to have you, and I know everybody over there, we send them our best wishes because that's just a bad situation. Now, that's the mentor, the mentee. We pulled him away from his gaming. But Buckets, I had no idea that you had issues with the bosses already. Are you confused? So let me quickly go to the chat where the bosses say, where is it? Jeweler, find the Noah Stanley about guests. Where is it? This is very important. There's so much. Okay, here we go. Please hit the like button. It helps us grow and bring in great guests like Buckets. You're a guest? You're not a part of the Early Edge brand? Is that how they look at you, Buckets?
Oh, Noah.
Oh, you're on a first name basis with the bosses. Oh, okay. Clearly something happened in that relationship. I'll get back to that. Wow. Divisiveness within the crew. All right, now he is one of our college basketball. Love when he's on the show. Mr. Chip Patterson. Good afternoon, sir.
Good morning, Coach. Good morning, gentlemen. I had to come back. I needed an Aaron Rodgers cleanse. I needed Kyrie to come waft his strange aromas all around my house. When you take an L in a showdown with the coach, you really got to hit the reset button. And so I'm back. I'm fired up. All my numbers. We unplugged the router. We plugged it back in. We're ready to drop some winners.
You know, Chip, I wasn't going to bring that up. I was not going to bring it up. But that was as close to a lock as I've ever seen a game in my life. I mean, when you don't play for overtime in an over-under play, then what are you doing? What are you doing if you're not playing for overtime?
It's 3+ possessions in regulation. Had it cleared by double digits in regulation.
Oh, my God. You had it 12 points to the clear. 12 points to the clear. And you couldn't get it. No, I would never brag on that. That was crazy.
It was very fun.
It was fun. And we will certainly do it again. You will get the best of me many, many times. I'm quite sure of that. Now, he is our anchor, and sometimes when we get a little silly, he just shakes his head. But he is the maestro, Mr. Hartstein. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, everyone. This is an all-star cast. Let's just get right to it. Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. Let's get into storylines that could affect the betting lines. And, you know, we don't get serious very often. But here for just a couple of minutes, if you all would indulge me, because this is a full world as we are living in right now. We've got the guru from Europe on our show right now. Storylines that could affect the betting lines. I say that every single day. What's absolutely happening right now in Russia? Mr. Buckets, fill us in, please.
Absolutely, Coach. So as we all know, we bet from leagues all over the world here, and we're seeing DraftKings as of yesterday afternoon make the announcement that all Russian and Belarusian sports have been removed and canceled from their books. It's indefinite right now. We don't exactly know the time frame, but as of now, Russian KHL hockey and Russian Premier League soccer, being the big two, are no longer bettable in any capacity on DraftKings. On top of this, we've also seen FIFA remove all Russian international teams from the World Cup qualifiers as well as Europa League. Spartak Moscow was supposed to play RB Leipzig next week. That game is no longer happening, and so we're going to be seeing Europa kind of scramble to get that figured out as well here. Just now, it is DK is the only book saying this, but I would not be surprised in the near future that we do see more books jump on top of this.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question that this is going to be like a domino effect. You just needed the first one to do it, and the rest are going to follow suit. This absolutely affects a lot of betting lines because you're going to have some games that are not going to be played, some teams that make it through because other teams don't. There's a lot of things going on here that if this lasts an extended period of time, it absolutely will affect the betting community. All right, we need to pivot. Left turn hard. And I can only go to my guy, the guru. Give me some good news about one of the premier teams and franchises in the world.
Well, I'm just thinking that surely DraftKings' decision is going to end this war, because as soon as Putin goes to place the same game parlay and he can't do it, he's going to call the troops. That would be great.
True.
There's no other response, is there? So thank
None.
you to DraftKings for that. But yeah, we will pivot to Barcelona, sporting story instead of geopolitics, I'm afraid. But yeah, Barcelona are having a real resurgence at the moment. Financially troubled club. They were in real difficulty at the start of the season. Lionel Messi left, Antoine Griezmann left. This was a club on its knees. But they secured a 1.5 billion euro loan from Goldman Sachs. And then they went out in January and just bought a load of excellent players. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, Ferran Torres and Adama Traore up front. So they've now got a lot of pace, a lot of power, and they've still got a really strong midfield. So Barcelona have been on fire since then. They're now unbeaten in 10 La Liga games, and they're coming up against the relative minnow in Elche this weekend. So I'm wondering if Barcelona can keep it going against the mighty Elche, or Elche, however you want to say it. Yeah, good odds on an away win for Barcelona, and let's hope they can keep it going.
It's crazy. You're quite the little tease there on your picks later in the show. Also, it's crazy. I did the exact same thing to secure all the talent on this little show. I had to go to Goldman Sachs. You know how much you cost, Martin. I mean, that was just one deal alone that I had to get a loan for. But
yeah, you can't see this is a palace behind me.
That's true. Just don't rub it in. Just don't rub it in. Also, another high-priced talent is Chip Patterson. But Chip, Today, we're focused on a smaller league because the conference tournaments are starting, and we're already starting to see some trends take place. What do you got in the Sun Belt?
What's in the water in Pensacola? Don't answer that. Never mind. Okay, so Pensacola is where the Sun Belt Conference tournament is being held. And I was tracking all the results across all the conference tournaments for my work at cbssports.com, trying to, update so that we can keep you, the fans, not just the bigger conferences, but every single conference tournament. We want to be able to give you the latest. And in every conference but the Sun Belt, the favorites went 14-3-1 against the spread. 6 out of the 7 conferences in action, betting favorites 14-3-1 against the spread. Favorites in the Sun Belt 0-4. Those dogs are barking in Pensacola, and not just against the spread, because 2 of those underdogs were able to get it done outright. Now, I know you've already got your pencil and your paper to take down all the notes for the end of the show. This is going to be a note for Saturday, because on Saturday, that's when we're going to be back in action in the Sun Belt Conference tournament in Pensacola. There will be the top 4 seeds: Texas State, App State, Georgia State, Troy. They have not played yet in this tournament, and they will be playing one of those underdogs that covered or won outright. So on Saturday, maybe give those underdogs a little bit of a sniff in the Sun Belt.
Oh my God, you kill me, man. You kill me. And to back up your point, it's a very, very, very real thing. Leg fatigue, when you play 3 games in a row. I'll never forget in college, I had 37 in the first game of a 3-game set. The next day I could barely walk. Only had 15. It matters. Even at this time of the year, this stuff matters. So play the fresh legs. All right. Now, another small conference this year that we have been playing almost on a daily basis. We've loved playing this particular conference. But it's almost like there's so many Jekyll and Hyde teams, Maestro. What am I talking about?
Yeah, interesting game with St. Bonaventure hosting Richmond on senior night. Actually, both schools have tremendous senior classes. The Bonnie seniors actually 50 and 23 in conference play, but the key guy is the big man, Oshuniyi, the Atlantic 10 Defensive Player of the Year, double-digit scoring, leading rebounder, 3 blocks a game. They had won 7 straight. He hurts his ankle. What happens? They lose to VCU 74-51. They get blown out. They also had a stomach bug that was making its way through the team. They're in better shape as a team, but will he play tonight? They're laying 4 points to Richmond. If he is out, I have to look at Richmond plus the 4. He is such a difference maker. You could look at all the analytics, all the metrics, and there's very few players, not only in the conference, but in the country that impact the game the way he does.
Wow. So keep your eye on that throughout the day. When that information comes out, tell you all the time, educate, entertain yourself, but you got to be educated. You can't just blindly make a pick when you got this information out there. All right? Very, very good. I need you guys to hit that like button for me. Also, drop your Twitter handle into the chat. You never know. This week, we've given away $300 cold hard cash. We've given away merchandise, but I need Twitter handles so I know how to get a hold of you, and we can pick those said winners. You just never know when I am going to do that. Now, one play from SportsLine today. We're going to go to the National Basketball Association. Last night, the Atlanta Hawks played a really hard-fought game against the Chicago Bulls, and they played very well last night. Well, they got to go back-to-back tonight to the nation's capital. The Wizards are getting 4, +4. We love them 57% of the time. In our simulations, the Wizards cash. We'll take a back-to-back situation, fade the Hawks, and we'll take the Wizards. Now, every single day I give my cappers instructions, but I don't like to be a nervous Nelly. I don't like to be on top of them all the time. I just assume that they're going to do what we ask them to do. But Buckets always tells me I'm a man of the people. I don't want to give something for the weekend. I want to give it for today to start in about an hour and a half. Oh, okay, Buckets, if that's what you want to do. But you got to go first because we only got a little bit of time to get these plays in. Buckets, what do you have for us today, sir? Pull it together, big boy. Pull it together.
Because we only have an hour and a half until the Lokomotiva Zagreb versus Osijek game starts in the Croatian Premier League.
I have no idea what you just said, but I'm sure it was good. Right,
it was good. Starting at noon Eastern today, we have Lokomotiva Zagreb playing Osijek. We're going both teams to score. We only have one German Bundesliga game today, so we have to find other teams that play like German Bundesliga teams. These teams that score a bunch, but also have leakier defenses and do concede goals. Osijek is the best team in all of Croatia right now, beating last week the reigning champs Dinamo Zagreb, so they're looking phenomenal. Lokomotiva is the best team at home in all of Croatia. They are unbeaten in their past 6 games. They've scored in all 6 of their past home games, and they've scored in 9 out of 10 games across all competitions. This game just screams both teams to score for me. And it's my favorite bet, so I'm a little biased. So we're going to jump on that for the Croatian League. Then we are going to go to...
Oh, you have a second play. Okay.
I'm learning. I'm learning.
I was just going to sit here. Today, I was just going to sit here and just see how long we had silence.
Just wait. We are going to the actual only German Bundesliga game today. We've got Arminia Bielefeld versus Augsburg. We're taking both teams to score again on those. And what we're doing here is kind of doing something that we like to do, and that is playing teams that are really have something to fight for and something to play for. And both these teams are currently sitting just barely above the relegation line and are desperate to get some points here. They are also 2 of the highest scoring teams that we've seen in Germany in regards to their games as a whole. We've had Augsburg with 24 goals combined in their last 5 games, and Bielefeld with 18 goals combined in their last 6 games. So generally, these 2 teams are very high scoring, both in goals allowed and goals for.
Very well done, Buckets. Very well done. Now, the chat was very chatty. Yeah, Martin, I feel the same way. Whew, that's over. All right.
We survived.
Now, Brandon in the chat has asked a very serious, well-thought-out question that I've asked myself many, many times in the last couple of months.
Okay.
Since Buckets came on. Could you imagine if Buckets smoked some weed? Brendan, you don't think that Buckets smoked some weed? I mean, it should be. Can you imagine if he didn't smoke some weed, what it would be like?
No comment. No comment. I'm just going to
Shout out to Mama Buckets, who I know is watching every single day.
No comments.
Your son has come so far, so far. He's borderline getting his own show. That's how far he's come. All right, now let's go to the man who actually follows directions. Let's go to the man who actually does what we ask him to do here at the Early Edge. Guru, get us back on track, please.
Thank you very much, Coach. Well, as I mentioned, I'm going to start my preview with Barcelona. I'm giving them, as you can see up there, a minus 1.25 Asian handicap for this game. Barcelona have won all 3 of their games against Elche since they were promoted to La Liga Primera in 2020. They were missing several key players when these teams met back in December, but Barca still battled to a 3-2 win. They look a lot stronger now that they've bolstered their attack with the signings of Torres, Traore and Aubameyang. And they've scored 12 goals in their last 3 games. They beat Valencia 4-1, Napoli 4-2, and Athletic Club 4-0. That does not bode well for Elche at all because Athletic Club are a very strong team in defence. Moving over to the English Premier League, Newcastle are unbeaten in their last 7 games, which has seen them climb up to the giddy heights of 14th in the table. As I've mentioned previously on this show, they're now the world's richest club after the Saudi Arabian Sovereign Wealth Fund purchased Newcastle. They invested heavily in new players in January transfer window. And I think they should get a result in this game against Brighton, who have lost 3 in a row. Not doing so well at the moment, Brighton. So I'm kind of fading them. I'm giving Newcastle draw no bet. Over to Arsenal. I'm hoping that Arsenal can pick up another win against Watford. Beat Watford 1-0 earlier this season. I think we could see another low-scoring win for Arsenal here. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and only 3 teams in the Premier League now have a better points per game tally than the Gunners. Watford have lost 17 out of 26 so far this season, really struggling. They've already fired 2 managers. They look doomed. So I'm going for Arsenal to win, but I've thrown in under 4.5 goals because neither team scores a great deal on average. Now moving on to Serie A. No money line picks for me from Serie A, but I'm just going for a prop bet on Dusan Vlahovic to score against Spezia. Vlahovic is now the top scorer in Serie A this season after banging in 20 goals in 25 games. He was just handed the Serie A Player of the Month award for February. He recently moved from Fiorentina to Juventus in a huge deal. He's looked really dangerous for the Bianconeri. He's faced Spezia 3 times in his fledgling career. He scored 4 goals in that time. So he looks likely to find the back of the net in this one. And finally, Bayern Munich, my second team now. Now, Bayern Munich, this is one that I reckon Buckets will be going for as well. Bayern Munich has scored in all 24 games so far this season. Bayer Leverkusen have scored in 23 of their 24 games. So both teams to score looks like a no-brainer. It's paid off 8 times in the last 9 meetings between the teams. Bayern Munich, though, has won 7 of those 9 games, including a 5-1 victory on the road earlier this season. It's missing a few key defenders through injury, so I think it could concede in this one. But it should have enough firepower to get the win. So I've gone for Bayern Munich money line and both teams to score at plus 120. I've been talking for a long, long time now, so I'm going to let someone else take the floor.
No, here's what we're going to do, because everybody is thinking the same thing right now. That if you ever had a voiceover guy, you would want it to be my guy, Martin Green. So right now, I'm currently looking for a voiceover guy for a few things. If you think that Martin Green would be the perfect voiceover guy, type yes into the chat. Put your Twitter handle there. You just never know what could happen if you do. But we have some ideas for you, Mr. Martin W. Green, and you never have to apologize, because if you give me 5, I'll take 5. You give me 10, I'll take 10. By the way, you said Buckets would be on that Bayern Munich game. You mean on Saturday when the game is played, right? When you're giving away the picks on the weekend like you're supposed to. Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to give you a little bit of time to consider these things and go and get the
I understand. We had a very serious question from the chat. We've done it before, but we have a lot of new people that come all the time. Can you explain very quickly the minus 1.25 bet?
Yes, certainly. It's an Asian handicap line. So it means that, yeah, like Justin said, it basically splits it 50-50 between -1 and -1.5. So basically, if they win by 2 clear goals, you get a full profit. If they win by a single goal, you lose half your stake.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much. All right, moving on away from the pitch. We got to get back to what is our bread and butter here in the United States, and that is college basketball. Chip Patterson, I've made you wait long enough. You're up, sir.
But it was so entertaining. I mean, Truth to Tortoise is saying that it's not packing a bowl anymore; it's packing a bucket. And then Martin is out here Martin's out here just mentioning Dusan Vlahovic's name, which makes me like twitch a little bit as a Fiorentina fan because Dusan ripped out my purple heart with his move to the old lady. But we refocus. We refocus on Arch Madness. That's right. We absolutely love the Missouri Valley Conference tournament. And I'm really taking a look at Loyola going up against Bradley. And the key thing here is, hey, you know what? Let's keep it European. 6'9" big man from the Netherlands, Rink Must. It looks like Rink Mast, but you got to say Rink Must. He is an absolute monster down low. He's done it two different ways to Loyola, a team that really just starts a bunch of 6'7" guys. So he's able to, in one performance, put up 20 points. In another performance, get 14 rebounds. He is just such a size problem. He's one of the reasons why Bradley has the 15th best rebound margin in the entire country. And what did we see when these two teams played? Loyola won at home, but it went to overtime. Bradley won at home, and you're going to give me multiple possessions in this conference tournament game. I love Bradley. I love the value as the underdog, and I really think that you're catching a Bradley team that is playing some of its best basketball of the season. They've won 9 of their last 12 games. Their efficiency numbers at KenPom have jumped from the 140s in January all the way into the top 100. These games are going to be tight in Arch Madness, so I'll take Bradley in the points.
Oh, man, every time you say Arch Madness, it takes me back to the start of my career. They played it at the big arena there in St. Louis. They closed out the top because there wasn't enough people in the stands. Oh, man. Oh, Arch Madness was the best, especially for a small-town kid just getting started in the business. Oh, the Missouri Valley. Chip, thank you very much. The chat, by the way, went absolutely bananas with your packing a bucket.
No, it was Truth Tortoise's joke. I mean, we had to bring it to the show because it's incredible stuff.
Are we boring you, buckets?
No,
What are you looking at? What are you doing?
So I have to look away from the camera.
Apparently, we're boring buckets. He can't pay attention. Oh, my God. Maestro, we need to talk after the show. We got to seriously reevaluate this relationship. Okay. Now, whenever things start to go a little haywire, I know I can always bring it back to my center, and that is the Maestro. Please, sir. Please, sir. Please, sir.
All right, let's stay in the Missouri Valley and look at Drake against SIU. They played twice. In fact, that was the last regular season game. Drake won both meetings by 1 point and by 2 points. The games could have gone either way, and it's just a bad break for Drake. It seems to happen to them every year. At the end of the season, they lose one of their key guys. Well, they just lost their best defender, DJ Wilkins. He also shoots 38% from three. He averages double digits, a key starter. They lost him to a torn ACL in that game against SIU. I think that's a big loss. I don't think this line should be 3.5. I think it should be more like Drake -1 or something like that on a neutral site. SIU with the points. Let's do it.
Boy, it hasn't been last year and this year, Maestro, that we've been all over SIU.
Different.
They've cashed a lot.
Different.
I know.
Different.
Edwardsville.
Yeah,
I know, but details. What are details in sports betting? Do we have to be accurate? I don't know. Oh, man. Buckets. People are starting to figure out who you're texting over there during the show. During that time period, Mama Buckets was very noticeably absent from the chat. So if you're texting your mother live during the show, we're going to have a very serious issue. But I will say this. We have a big audience watching right now. So whatever you're doing, Buckets, just keep doing it because we have a big audience right now. So I'm never going to push that away. And right now, Martin's just shaking his head going, what am I doing? What is my life? This is my life. All right. We're up against it. Grab your paper, grab your pencil. Here is the recap, courtesy of the jeweler, and it looks glorious. Maestro's on SIU, different SIU, +3.5. Chip Patterson is on Bradley, +6. Then Buckets. Those games are today in like an hour.
Like an hour?
Just get it. So it's Bundesliga, right, Buckets, and it's Croatia.
Yep.
right? All right, so go find those at your book. Bundesliga and Croatia are the leagues. Then one play from SportsLine, Wizards plus the 4. Then the gym. Let's get back on the horse today. Plus 297. Let's put together round 2. Max Homa over Justin Rose. Max had a great round 1. And then Winthrop on the money line. What a shock from the jeweler. And then Charlotte FC plus a half. That comes back at plus 297. What a fun show today. What a fun show today. Got a lot of ideas moving forward. But let's focus on the here and the now. There's only one thing left to do, and I always know you know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these. I'm so confused on when these games happen. Let's take all of them straight to the pay window. For my entire crew, I love them all, even Buckets, Guru, my man Chip, the maestro, and of course our executive producer, the jeweler, who puts it all together here at the brand. I am the coach. We're here 7 days a week, 365 days a year. We call it the early edge. Good luck.